Hello and welcome to the Bipolar Baby Podcast. I'm your host, Erica Nicole Barrera. At the age of 24, I was diagnosed with bipolar 2 disorder. That is the day I was reborn. In this podcast, we'll explore what it's like living with bipolar 2 through my own personal experience and overall mental health struggles. Get ready to get personal. I'll be sharing tools that have helped me get through the tough times, as well as the wonderful experiences I've had through my self-love journey and spiritual healing. Together, we will develop new healthy habits, hold each other accountable, and put our mental health first. My intention is to shine a light and release any stigma there is around mental health. Let's create a community where we feel safe and open to have conversations about our mental health. Together, we can grow, thrive, and shine. Let's dive in. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bipolar Baby Podcast with me, your host, Erica Nicole Barrera. Oh my gosh, you guys, it has been a hot minute, and I am just so happy to be back here with you. I would also love to just take a minute to give my ultimate love and gratitude to each and every single one of you that listen to this podcast, to each and every one of you that has spread the word and the message about this podcast to people in their lives, and just for continuing to come back and support the overall message of this podcast, which is to honor our mental health and release the stigma behind it. I have been experiencing so many different just like growth, like things that are in life. And as you know, I've been a little MIA since my last episode, which was my interview with Nez. If you haven't listened to it, go check it out. It is really the catalyst of what has been just showing up in my life with creativity recently. And it's really cool because in this episode, it is a car conversation, which has been a total hit from last time that it was a car conversation. I forget what episode that was, but I will link it in the show notes in case you haven't heard it yet. And yeah, it's just so wild of like what a full circle it has been since I recorded this episode. I want to say, oh my gosh, when was this? I feel like this was maybe even a month ago that I recorded this episode. And yeah, in the time since, I have really been doing a lot of art. I have created so much art, and not only that, I have created a YouTube channel that I think, mentioned here before, if not on my Instagram, but I have been showing up so much on my YouTube channel, and I will add the link here to it. And I'm just going to say, I think that ever since I started doing video podcasts here, and if you're listening on any other platform, they're on Spotify where you can watch them. But man, ever since making and editing those video podcasts, like, it has really changed my way of storytelling. And I have been showing up, like I said, a lot more on YouTube with my storytelling. And not only that, but with my art. And when I'm sharing my art, I share a lot of my overall message as well. And that message is basically through my intuitive art. And I just love being able to put down whatever I'm feeling onto paper and then seeing the bigger picture of, I mean, if you see my art, you'll understand. I call it intuitive art. And I start with a scribble, and all of a sudden I look at it and I see what I see in there. And you'll see more of my art. I know it doesn't make any sense probably here, but I will definitely add one of my videos. I even did an Instagram live for the first time of me doing an intuitive drawing, and I'm definitely going to link that here because I had such a great time. doing that live and getting to create in the moment, just live art. It was so much fun. And yeah, so basically this whole episode is all about showing up. And when we ask for something, when something is presenting itself that is kind of in alignment with what we're asking for, that we need to say yes. And it's funny because this topic has honestly come up a few times since I recorded this. And it's kind of funny hearing other people's responses to this message. And I think it's so fun, the response that other people have to certain situations and experiences in life. Because for someone like me, this message is super important because I'm somebody who is a total homebody, and sometimes not even to my wanting to be, but more of like a fear of leaving the house or, social anxiety. And in that way, this message is really important for people like me that ask for things but are afraid to take that inspired action when those opportunities come to them. A lot of people that I have talked to recently are like, oh, but like, remember, you need to say no too. And I totally agree, wholeheartedly agree. And if you're listening to this podcast and nothing of this like resonates with you because you're one of those people that can't say no, I totally honor that. I love that for you. I love that you're creating those boundaries for yourself. But just know that this message could be for you at another time in your life too, or if not, it can be connected to another part of your life. But I do think it is important to honor saying no whenever you need to. But this very much is a huge, huge message to those who get social anxiety or just are afraid to say yes to things that seem scary, right? So anyways, this is a car conversation, like I said. These are new experiences for myself that I am saying yes to. That is Yuki. I think with that, it's time to go feed her. So without further ado, I am going to play the episode and I'll check back in with you afterwards. Enjoy. Hello again from my car. As you can probably hear, my car. Okay, so I'm gonna try to talk really loud so you can hear me. I definitely need to get a microphone from my car. Also, I'm going uphill, so my dear Louie, as I call my car, was, getting on up there. Anyways, oh man, I just went to the Theo Fest, so it's the Theosophical Society, and it's a beautiful outdoor festival. And you guys, today was the most perfect fall day. It was absolutely gorgeous, and I felt amazing stepping into, I was gonna say, like, my outfit and in my power. Honestly, I wore red lipstick, I had my red hat on that I recently thrifted over the summer. And honestly, I could not be channeling more of my inner Cher Hurwitz, Fran Fine self. And I got so many compliments, honestly, because it's like when you dress like the way you want to feel throughout the day, like that kind of outfit just like attracts the same kind of like high vibrational people. And like you just naturally make those connections with just how you're basically dressed, right? It's like the energy that you present yourself with out into the world. It's like those equally amazing people are also just there. So anyways, I had a great day. I met up with one of my good friends, and it was wonderful. It was a beautiful time. And honestly, that's another thing that I've been wanting to come back on here and talk about, is going places by yourself, right? Like recently, I kind of had a breakthrough the last time that I went to an event by myself. And I don't think I've actually talked about this before on the podcast. So let me take off my keychain for this real quick. Okay, that way we're not getting distracted. Okay, so as of recently, I have been calling in certain things into my life. And one of them being wanting to be a part of wanting to be a part of the community more, and going out of my comfort zone, experiencing new things. So mainly a lot of it was like being part of the community. And it's so funny because these opportunities have been coming up where I get to be a part of the community. And community can be any kind of, thing that you put out there. It doesn't have to be like the community center or, the YMCA. I don't know. Is that the same thing? But anyways, for me, it's funny because as soon as I said that, I kind of just like, something that's recently come up that I've heard was like, set it and forget it, which is like, people think, oh, well, how's that going to happen, right? And they go out and search for the thing that they're trying to manifest or bring into their life. And for me, hearing set it and forget it really opened up a new door of, let go and let God kind of same mindset frequency of just knowing what you want, putting it out there, and then continuing to live your life. And I'm not saying like don't take action, right? Like that's not the point of this. The point of this is that when you put things out there, opportunities will naturally come that, oh fudge. Okay, we just went through, oh boy, here it goes again. Oh my gosh. Ah! Oh my gosh. Okay, I think we're done. Okay. So when we put things out there, things naturally present themselves to you, okay? And I've recently had the thought of, and I've put this out there before, when the reward is greater than the risk you're taking, then that risk seems less scary. Because it's almost as if, and you're like asking for this experience, right? So when that experience presents itself, you find it more exciting than scary, where you just have to say yes. And this has happened multiple times in my life recently, where it's like, it's kind of creepy, like in the best way possible, where I literally set it and forget it. And I've had at least 3 different instances where opportunities have come up where people ask me if I want to go somewhere and be a part of something. And so the first time this happened recently, when I was like, I want to be a part of a community, right? My neighbor actually texted me, and I live in an apartment complex, and I love, like, everybody in my apartment complex is just so nice, and it's a beautiful place. I love living where I live. So my neighbor texts me one day. It's like a Monday, Wednesday, I don't remember when. I think a Wednesday. And there was a bar crawl that was happening in my apartment complex, like put together to go somewhere in the neighborhood. And I was like, and I know Brian had plans. And so when she invited me, I was like, well, normally it'd be me and Brian going somewhere. Like, I'm just so used to me and Brian hanging out all the time. So immediately I was like, well, no, because Brian can't go, right? And then I'm thinking to myself, well, I can always go by myself. Like, I can always go to this thing with my neighbor by ourselves. And I love my neighbor. She's so sweet. So, like, I feel comfortable being with my neighbor. And so, you know what? I told myself, well, I did say that I want to be part of the community more. And so I said, yeah. And normally I would have been like, no, like, because I'd rather just be with myself that weekend then or something. But I was like, you know what? No, I asked for this, right? I asked for this opportunity to be a part of the community. And what better way to literally be a part of a community than hanging out with the people that live in my apartment complex? So long story short, I had a great time, and I was uncomfortable in the beginning, yes, but I stuck it out. I was with a safe person that I felt comfortable with, which was my neighbor, and it was just a great time. Like, I had an amazing time. I got to do karaoke, you guys. I love karaoke, and I have been wanting to go to the karaoke bar for so long. I almost feel like even that was a little manifestation in itself. And it actually was another manifestation, because I have been saying like, oh, I really want to go to the karaoke bar. I really want to go to the karaoke bar. And guess what? Got to go to the karaoke bar. I'm always saying how I want to like be able to go there whenever I want with just like a group of people. And that's exactly what I got. Like, everybody was like, what do you mean you don't come here? Like, it's right here. And I'm like, I know, but I just never do. And I am now in a group text with 20 people from my apartment complex, and everyone's constantly getting together, and it is just such a great community that I get to be a part of, you know? And it was great, because even after that, right, we're talking next day, another opportunity to go somewhere that I had expected to go with Brian, but something unexpectedly came up, right? And so I was like, you know what? It was in the city. And as we all know, if you've been listening to this podcast, and maybe even if not, just like know that sometimes I get huge anxiety from driving to the city from where I live right now. It's not too far, but it's far enough on an expressway that I'm still getting used to. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go. This is something that's really, you know, I've been wanting to go to. I had a safe space because my sister was going to be there. So I was like, I'm just going to go. And I literally got in the car and was like, Jesus, take the wheel, and miracles happen every day. And I kept saying that like as a mantra, like, Jesus, take the wheel, and miracles. I experience miracles every day. And I can't tell you how protected and safe I felt while driving there. I literally just felt like very in tune with the drive. I also dressed the way I wanted to feel, which was just like really confident and like colorful. It's honestly kind of ironic, because a lot of times when I have anxiety about going somewhere, I'll end up dressing up like a lot. I'll end up wearing my favorite pieces, because I don't know if that makes conversations naturally happen where I'm wearing something, so people tend to talk to me. And it's like, I don't even have to start the conversation. Like, they kind of just do, and it makes me feel good. And I feel like in that way it connects me with people too, because then I naturally am just talking to people. It's almost like with the outfit, I'm almost forcing myself even more to be like, not attention grabbing, but like to push myself out there to the limit of like not feeling like contracted, of wanting to be like just scared, right? These outfits give me confidence to be able to be open and approach the world. So, side note, I guess, but yeah, I went to this place with confidence, the confidence that I wanted to, you know, carry out from home to the thing, just feeling good. And so that's exactly what happened. I had a great time being a part of a community again, because it was like this event that Walmart hosted with all these Latino artists, and just, it was amazing. It was a great experience. It was wonderful. It was an event with all these artists, and it's something that's actually really inspired me to continue with my own art. And I can't say enough great things about this event. My first guest was someone from this event, Nez, from Studio Nez, Vanessa Garza. It was so exciting to be able to meet her. I had been like, you know, hyping myself up on these posts of being like, see you there, you know, see you there. See this other artist that was there too, that LO, that's just amazing. And I was like, see you guys there, you know? And I'm so proud of myself for staying committed to going to this thing that I said I wanted to go to. And I really did want to go. So it's funny, because I was like putting it out into the universe too, right? Of like, I'll see you there. And I did. I saw them all there, and it was so wonderful. And I had a great time. And today, again, another opportunity happened where somebody that I know in the community of like the spiritual sense reached out to me and was like, hey, there's this event happening. You should totally come. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, that sounds fun. I will come, because it was like super close to my house and not in the city. Thank goodness. Even though I'm being more open to going to the city. But yeah, so I was like, okay. And I reached out to a friend who also loves the same kind of spiritual stuff I do. And sure enough, she's like, heck yeah, like, let's go. So we went. And that's exactly where I'm driving from right now. And I just got home, so I'm going to shut off my car. But yeah, so that's exactly where I just came from. And I'm so happy I went. I was there pretty much like all day. And again, I got to experience community. And I realized, wow, I know 2 people that are here, that are vendors. And it made me feel as I'm driving home thinking like, wow, I already am part of the community. Like, getting to see these people that I already know and be like, hey, and like so excited to see me, and vice versa. I was like, holy moly, I am a part of the community. Like, look at these people that I know from this community, you know? And it was just really exciting, and it felt good. And yeah. And I'm just so happy and proud of myself. And like I was saying, you know, when we ask for something and that something is given to us, it appears, we have to say yes. We have to say yes. These are opportunities of growth. These are moments where we're literally being shown exactly what we want. And a lot of times fear overcomes us and we just shut off, right? But it's like, sometimes it's not so hard. Like searching. Like, sometimes it's right in front of your face, right? Like, normally in the past, I would have told my neighbor, like, no, that's okay. Like, you know, I have plans, or I would have just lied and said that because I was uncomfortable with stepping out of my comfort zone and being somewhere by myself. And that also goes to show, like, just because your partner is busy or just because you want to do something doesn't mean your partner needs to go with you. We need to learn to do things on our own. And hey, if you're somebody that already does stuff on their own, I'm proud of you. Like, just that alone, you should be proud of yourself. Because, like, I am just 1 year in, married, and we're living together for our 2nd year. And I think we're both just, like, really used to being with each other and hanging out all the time. And, you know, the apartment is only so big, so naturally you're just sharing a space. Within us, it's just natural to be that way. Another thing is, like, when we first met, I asked Brian, I was like, what's your love language? And he said quality time. And I was so excited that he said quality time, because that is mine. But at one point, is quality time, like, not quality time anymore, right? It's like, it almost just becomes this time that you're spending together and kind of like avoiding the fact of like, well, do I even want to be here, like, right now? You know, it's like, it's okay to say no to your partner if you really don't want to do something or go somewhere. And I realized, wow, I'd almost rather be somewhere and choose my own energy rather than like bring a partner with me. Then I have to worry about like when they want to go home, or, you know, if they're not having a good time. But yeah, anyways, that's like a side note that I realized one day. I'm like, you know what? Just because I want to go somewhere doesn't mean he needs to go there too. Like, you know, I'm also getting out of codependency from past relationships. So, you know, we're not perfect over here. We're really working on it. And I would say at this moment in time, we're doing a damn good job. We are doing a damn good job. And yeah. Long story short, normally I'd be scared. But since these opportunities are literally what I'm asking for, and those opportunities that you're asking for, when the opportunities present themselves, we have to say yes. We have to say yes. And it's funny because it won't even be scary when those opportunities happen. Yeah, you might feel a little uneasy, a little nervous, but at the core of it, you're almost like, heck yeah, like just excited, because where did this opportunity come from, It's so random, but not. It's just beautiful how these opportunities blossom. And normally, like I said, we'd be scared and just be like, no, that's okay. Because you don't even think about it is what you were asking for, right? Because sometimes you don't even know where it's coming from. So when it's unexpectedly coming from somewhere that you didn't go hunt down, that's when you kind of shut down and you're like, oh no, just another day, somebody asking me to go somewhere. But it's like, no, that's literally what you asked for, like it may come in a different package, shape, form from a different person, but say yes, because when you think about it, you're like, wait a minute, that is what I asked for. And anyway, this is just dragging on, but sometimes you need to say things multiple times, hear them multiple times in order to have them really soak into your DNA. So next time you ask for something, be open to receiving the opportunity. And when opportunities come up, be open to saying yes. Be open to saying yes to these opportunities. So I can just say that I am open to new opportunities. I welcome opportunities in with loving arms. I am safe. All is well. I am open to new opportunities. I don't need to know where they're coming from. I just need to remain open. I am open to receiving new opportunities. I am open to receiving new opportunities. New opportunities are on their way to me. New opportunities are on their way to me. New opportunities are already here. New opportunities are already here. Only the best opportunities for myself come my way. Only the best opportunities come my way. I know when to say yes to the opportunities that present themselves to me. I know when to say yes for the right opportunities that come to me. I am open. I am open. I keep an open mind and an open heart. I keep an open mind and an open heart. New opportunities are already here. Greatness is already here. Because I am great and I am here. Okay. With that, I'm going to leave you. I hope you enjoyed this car conversation. I love you so much, and I will see you / hear you next time. All right. I love you guys. Bye. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this car conversation. I also want to end off by saying a little quick story and just letting you guys know it is totally okay to still be hesitant. It is totally okay to go somewhere and not experience exactly what you thought you were going to experience. Not everything is always rainbows and butterflies, right? There can be awkward moments. There can be moments of total fear still. It's something that you develop a muscle for. And it's okay. Not everything is perfect. This is just a beautiful reminder that it's okay to say yes to things. This is something that worked for me. So it's just like a huge message that I really felt called to share to whoever needed to hear this. Even if it's just one person, I hope you know that you are protected and that you can have anything that you want out of your own life. You just need to be able to listen to your intuition, be able to listen to follow your heart, and ultimately just keep building that muscle. And I also want to just say that there was an opportunity recently that I said yes to. It's something that I actually went out of my way to want to be a part of. And when the opportunity finally was the time approached, and I ended up not being able to follow through or attend this thing I wanted to help out with. It was an event, and the night before, I got really, really sick. I had been getting really sick up until that point. I talk more about this on the YouTube channel. I'm going to link the episode that I'm talking about because honestly, I think it's really important to talk about when we're not feeling great as well. And this is one of those examples of when people are like, but Erica, you need to say no too. And they're totally right. We need to set boundaries for ourselves, especially when it comes to our health. And this was one of those things I kept pushing myself until last minute, unfortunately, when I had to let this person know, hey, I can't attend. And I didn't want to go into more detail because they had their own thing going on. And I did not want to overwhelm them with my own issues. And yeah, so I just kept it very short, brief, let them know that I could not make it after all. And this was really hard for me. It was really hard for me to say no to this thing that I lovingly pushed myself to do. It's a new opportunity that I wanted to experience and help with. And to get to the point where I had to say no really triggered me into the past of having bipolar and being very wishy-washy and saying yes to things and not showing up. Whether that was a job in the past, whether it was, I don't know, some form of family function, anything. It really made me feel like a failure. It really made me feel like, oh my God, have I not gotten past, this, I don't know, this person I used to be, which is kind of like flaky. And I even talked to my sister about it, and she was like, Erica, no. You have grown so much from that person that you were. She's like, you wouldn't even have put yourself in a situation to say yes or no to this. You would have never even volunteered to do this sort of thing. Pushed yourself to even do that. And she's like, and the fact that, you wanted to do this and you were so in until you couldn't be, that's huge. And she's so right. And it really helped put things back into perspective of not being hard on myself, especially, like I said, when it comes down to our health. That is the most important thing. And I know it was the right decision to not go. And although, the voices in the back of my mind can still be like, oh, but, people talk and, oh, are you going to get a bad name for yourself? Are people going to want to work with you still in the future? I can't think like that. We cannot think like that. We ultimately know at the end of the day what's best for us, especially with our health. And we need to honor ourselves and honor our health and know that the right opportunities will still be there for us at the end of the day. The people that we are meant to work with will still be there at the end of the day. And I think it's very honorable of you to, be able to say yes and no when you need to. So I just want to leave you with that too, because I don't want you to ever have to push yourself in an unhealthy way, right? This is not supposed to make us feel bad or push ourselves out of our comfort zone in a way where we're hurting ourselves. So please, please know and distinguish the two. And you will always know, because it's like I said earlier, it's like when these events present themselves and you're like, ooh, exciting. Oh, wow. Okay. Why not? It's when you're curious, right? But anyways, I feel like what needs to be said has been said, and I love you so much, and I wish you all the best in everything that you're going through right now and in the future. And I know that you are going to make the best decisions for yourself at the end of the day, no matter what. Only you know what you are capable of. I love you so much. I'll see you in the next episode. Please check out the YouTube channel if you haven't yet, and just watch those videos and subscribe. Just know that I show up a lot more there these days. And if you could, I would love for you to write a review, rate the podcast so it can really help have it be seen by more people to come here into our community. And ultimately, I would love to keep this podcast going. I really do love talking to you all and sharing everything that's helped me so far and continues to help me so it can help you. Ultimately, the goal is to be able to have somebody to edit the audio for me, because it is a little bit hard for me to stay focused with just the audio. And that's where I was saying, like, the YouTube has been very liberating as far as getting to be creative, show my art, keep me accountable in that way. And yeah, so I would love that. I would also love to start selling my art, but that's a completely different conversation that I'm excited to explore more of. And I love you so much, and I will see you / hear you in the next episode. Bye. With my full heart and gratitude, I want to thank every single one of you for tuning in today. May we always remember that we are pure light and love. Share this podcast with any friend or family member you feel called to, and we love to hear any takeaways or aha moments you got from this episode. Be sure to tag us at Bipolar Baby Podcast.